I arrived at the docks with time to spare. Any gumshoe with their salt is always effortlessly early. My gal Friday told me a dame needed my help. I'm a sucker for a lost lamb. Miss Friday said the dame would meet me at 8 o'clock, but I was all alone. Must have caught a snag in her pantyhose. Dames.
I got there when I got there. Wait, that's what my secretary Joan always says. Joan, don't know what I'd do without her. She organized my current case, a rendezvous with a dame who needed my assistance. But there was no dame to be found, just some friendly ace in a cool trench coat.
It looked like rain. The clouds were darker than an HBO drama.
The rain was close. The mist was heavier than a Max drama. Joan told me this dame had just arrived in town. She needed a place to hang her hat, and my houseboat had an extra coat rack.
My gal Friday informed me the skirt's sweetheart recently went packing. She was drowning in a sea of rent. Needed me to step up as her new roommate. A houseboat, for one, is not a home.
It had been weeks since my former paramour had last darkened my portal. Joan said this bride was in a jam. She'd been splitting a couple clubhouses and could use my rent-controlled, freshly vacant spare cabin.
This broad still hadn't made herself known. The mercury was falling, but I wasn't getting chilly. Normally, I would have texted. Unfortunately, my mobile was out of data. I was on a scorching Duolingo streak.
She still hadn't appeared. Didn't even give me a jingle to let me know she was late. Luckily, my energy was, as always, boundless.
Donde está la chica? I searched high and low. I know how to find a dame. They go click clack, head shake, ha ha ha. And I at least find a regular human. And I'll dig on a case.
For a moment, I was positive I saw a dame. I was more wrong than a piping hot Prosecco. Private eye, with gangs of indeterminate length and a face like a normal person going about their business.
Of course I went unnoticed. I've got impeccable detective training. This broad was running later than Secretariat on a rainy day. I had time to check the ponies.
This chick was slower than a newborn Irish setter. Dog races.
I noticed that Sherlock sneaking and peeking at me. Must have been wondering why I was all alone.
I spied that Pinkerton staring at me. Did I have tomato seeds stuck in my teeth again?
What could this dame be anyhow? How was a hard-boiled detective supposed to find a new abode in this town?
The waiting was growing tiresome.
What a rude dame. No es bueno. This dame has a lot of moxie to stand me up.
I've never been so insulted in all my life.
I was very angry.
It's a good thing detectives don't get emotional. It was time to come to terms with being stood up.
I could have waited all night, but it was time for a snack. A hard-boiled egg for a hard-boiled me.
Yeah, hi. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Joan. No, I've been here for hours and there was no Dane. No, there was just some other lady detective. I don't know, she's like my height. She had a really nice trench coat on. That was the Dame? Why did you think she wasn't even wearing fur? Her shoes were flat. She was just like a... That's the new gumshoe you're moonlighting for? What? Well, I wish you had said something. I'm so sorry, Joan. I'm sorry, Miss Friday. Okay, I'm sorry that I don't pay you and you had to get a second job. But listen, I'll call you back later, okay?